This Week in Action.
Happy 4th of July.
Could be something.
Talk to the developers. Happy 4th of July.
Let's get sad and then
Too good to be true.
That's not what they did here. When's the money going?
what other horror stories can come with this?
We love innocent.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Action Podcast 22. My name is Aaron, owner and operator of the YouTube channel Action RPG. Today, bringing you another fun stream. Hopefully, with me as always is my friends, my leaders, my team, Daft and Guilty. Say hello, gentlemen.
Going, guys.
Hey-oo.
Dude, every time I start this, I always think, why don't I put your guys' names on the screen? Is it like a disrespect thing? Is it a laziness?
Aaron, would you like
two answers?
Would you like me to design one for us?
No, because then I got to figure out how to input it, and I'll just like point there. That's Guilty. That's Daft. There. Now everybody knows, as long as they watch it from the beginning. We've got a good 90 minutes planned for you today. Obviously, we're going to be talking about PC gaming. We're going to talk a little bit of Fallout, some Last Epoch, some Diablo Immortal, just to keep you in the know. We're going to talk about the games that we've been playing this week. I recently, as in today, got to play a game that a couple guys right here are jealous about, so we're going to talk about that as well. But I want to start off with my favorite, my King of the Mountain, and that is Last Epoch. Now, news recently broke, because they posted it, that they are looking for more multiplayer testers. They want to slowly scale this launch, and we know we're getting it after September. The new thing is like October, November, which is fine as long as we get it this year, but obviously that throws 1.0 out the window, even though multiplayer is the big update, right? So, Guilty.
Yeah.
In your opinion, do you think multiplayer is going better than expected? Thoughts?
Probably moving as expected. Like, they already know that when they go to the multiplayer testing that's open for everybody, that it's going to be unbalanced, and they're going to use that as the grounds to balance it with. So I think they're just trying to get stability, like, working. They're trying to make it so that there's no lag, people warping, rubber banding.
But they want it to be like Wolcen.
No, well, I mean,
no.
It won't ever be, made in CryEngine. I think it's going as they plan, because I believe they plan to get the balancing and the kinks worked out at 9.0.
Daft, given the option, would you play multiplayer and sign an NDA?
Sure.
Why don't you do it? And then you could leak everything to me, and then you'll get in trouble. And then, actually, I'd still get in trouble, actually.
Yeah, they'd probably be very upset at you more so than us.
They'd be like, we don't like you anymore.
Because they just heard you tell us to do it.
I would just pitch them like, hey, I want to get the word out, get some views, build some hype, and then I'd still get kicked out probably of everything.
Mike will never talk to you again.
Mike will talk.
Kick you out of the streams.
Yeah,
I know.
Mike's boss will be like, you can't talk to him anymore.
What would you rather play? Last Epoch 1.0 or D4?
Last Epoch all day. It's an actual
Epoch.
It's an ARPG.
See, these are my guys right here.
Will be.
All day, like not even both games drop on the same day. They're both
I would pick
loaded.
LE over it in a heartbeat. I don't think that D4 is going to be an ARPG. I think it's going to be an MMO. Like, it's going to be like Lost Ark. They even kind of admit that.
I mean, they did say it's going to be a open. So that's the new terminology, is that D4 is going to be an open world ARPG.
Right.
As opposed to all the other open world ARPGs like Grim Dawn and
it's basically going to be like Lost Ark, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I really want to play Last Epoch multiplayer. Actually, what I think will be most fun, streaming it as a community, and then also trying to come up with combinations that are broken. Because I feel like that's actually going to be really easy. That's going to be the part where I'll like running 3 paladins or doing something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be fun to do that. I think I'll stick with my typically playing characters. I think I'll have two sets. Some I play with you guys, and then another set.
Multiplayer drops last Epoch. Guilty. What's the first class you pick?
You know it's gonna be like my Swarm Bear or something.
But that build sucks.
No. The bear by itself sucks. They killed my bear. I had to mix it with the bug to make it viable. The bear is the oh crap handle.
You had to make a bug bear.
Yeah, you gotta make a multi-form bugbear to make it viable. Yeah. No, what a lot of people do with
I see what you did there.
With bear is you gotta go earthquake werebear. And when you're jumping around, you're making earthquakes.
I guess that could be fun, but like if you use the werebear form as a oh crap handle, the swarm actually does some decent DPS.
Seeing as I'm done playing D3, seeing as I'm done playing Diablo Immortal, done playing Lost Ark, I feel myself playing Last Epoch more and more again. I know that multiplayer's not coming till the end of the year. I know that when multiplayer comes, it's going to be a complete wipe. I know it's going to be a huge update, but I just have fun playing it. So I've kind of been thinking about every other week trying to update one build guide. Even if it's just polishing it, little details, trying to reel it in. Because really, I had almost 20 build guides for 0.84. I think I only put out 3 for 0.85 because it was such a small update. So basically, like, fine-tuning my 0.84 builds to be as good as possible so that they're ready for 0.9. What do you guys think? Bad idea? Good idea?
That could work.
That sounds fine. I might say to spice it up a bit, but you don't want to hear that because
I'm not starting over.
I think you should do a solo self-found run.
Yes, where you start off. That's what I'm doing right now. My current character, solo self-found, having a ton of fun, because I'm relying on the gear I'm finding. I'm having to settle with what I find, getting excited about certain aspects, and then dumping all the rest. I share some of it into Discord. Some of those uniques I was finding, I'm dumping them because they're no use to my character. But I've actually enjoyed every minute of it. And I've just broke into out of the campaign. I just like, bye campaign. And
what about this idea? I think you might like this, Staff. And Guilty will understand because he's played more games with me. I run through everything pretty fast. That's why my wife, we haven't done Wifey Wednesday in a long time. She gets mad at me.
She got pissed off at us in Titan Quest.
Oh, she was so pissed off.
She was not happy. I can't help it.
Dude, do you remember when I was running, like I passed like 20 villages? I was
Aaron and me drawing aggro on everything.
There's like 100 enemies. Oh man, that stream for Titan Quest was really something. And I get it, right? She actually, she plays kind of like Daft. Slow, let's clear the map. Let's go to each corner. Make sure we didn't miss anything. Right. I feel like I learned from Daft that there was hidden areas in Last Epoch because I just run to the objective. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that.
Know those bosses.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not like bosses, but they have named characters, like the Bell guy, they're tucked away within the campaign, just in different nooks and crannies. You break a door here and there.
My thought was, and Daft, I would ask you to help me with this. What if we started new characters, but broke down the lore of the game?
That could be useful.
Talk to every single person in town. Read the chat.
I mean, we could do that. There's nothing wrong. I think once 1.0 is released, we could do a lore series on it.
That's super doable. There's not that many NPCs in Last Epoch.
No, there isn't.
But the other day I was like, I mean, I understand the story, but I still, every time I play it, it's like, all right, I beat the campaign. It's been 8 hours. You know, I just blast through it.
I'm not blasting through it because I'm needing to find, so I'm actually breaking boxes to get the spare affixes here and there. The gold's not so important, but the affixes I'm finding are pretty useful. It's just a very different way to play Last Epoch when you play it without, a built-up storage of goods that's waiting for you at.
Well, you know what I was going to do? If I was really going to do a lore series, right? It would be,
right,
Act 1, Chapter 1, something like that. And I would play as a hardcore character because it would require me to play slow.
Do it. I think it'd be great. People love watching that. People love getting into it and watching it.
No, I'm not picking a bear. Sorry.
I know, I'm not going to pick bear.
You're going to pick something that sucks.
You have to do it as an archer.
That's a marksman?
I'm playing Blade Dancer.
That'd be another one to do hardcore on.
I mean, if you really want to make it let's do something hard, you pick like shaman or something. Actually, you know what? The hardest hardcore would be mage. Any mage class. They're so squishy.
They're glass cannons, yeah.
Early on. Yeah.
Because you don't get the leech or speed of a rogue. And even though you have distance, there's so many boss mechanics that can kill you easily.
Hey, Aaron, on my Blade Dancer, I'm dodging dodge, and I'm going full glancing blow. So that top bar.
You should try and do that without resistances. Oh, wait, you're not. I get it. You're not using dodge.
Yeah, he's using glancing blow.
There's a skill in the top tree that
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you get 100%. Yeah. So basically, I'm dropping dodge and then moving all of my resists to my idols and stuff.
But remember, glancing blow has been nerfed a lot. I think it does 35% now damage reduction, basically.
Right. But basically, I have keyed in there any 0 cost spell gives you health. So it's giving me 4. So 2 of my main skills are 0 cost, my main attack and my secondary attack.
Yep.
But my Umbra and my Impale, both of those are 0 cost, and those are my main skills.
Are we talking about Wolcen?
All roads.
No.
No, they fixed that.
No, the blades.
They took them how long? 2 years?
2.5 years.
Yeah.
But I've updated. I've gotten up to almost 60th level now. Still deathless, still running through. Gotten to the, I'm in the the echoes.
Yep.
No problems yet. Haven't done the first echo quest. I've opened it, but I'm kind of trying to fill out my resist a little bit more, so I'm a little can deal with.
Well, I was thinking about filming. I was thinking about filming my Forge Guard build guide because I did lots of. I did a lot of fine tuning. I changed all the gear, and then I was like, I haven't unlocked my idols yet. I still haven't. Because that character I took into the monolith at level 30, and I just stayed there. So then it made me think I should just go do the dungeons, because the dungeons will skip parts of the campaign. It probably should unlock the idol slots, right?
Right.
In theory?
It might. I don't know. I just go through the campaign till I get my idols, and then I leave the campaign. So basically, once you finish the main Iberian quests, you can take off. Yeah. So I did that and running around, enjoying the class though. I haven't played the Blade Dancer, at least this deep into it. I started one when it was released a while ago, but yeah, it's super tanky, and I've got the acid blobs, and I'm dropping acid everywhere, and I got my Umbra blades all over the place, and everything dies.
If you can truly get to 100% glancing blow and 100% crit avoidance, that means when you get hit with a crit, it is downgraded to a regular hit, and then that regular hit only does 65% of his damage, and that's not including any armor, dodge, or resistances you have that will also reduce the hit. So that in itself will make a huge difference. And then obviously the rogue is so fast that as long as you have a little bit of leech here and there, you'll be hitting and also building up your life. So,
leech is in the build too. So, I mean, it's kind of I just hit things and I don't run out of mana and I don't run out of health. I can stand in the thing and everything that does hit me does nominal damage, and I can just sit there on bosses and just chew them up. So we'll see how where it goes from here once we get past 60.
Mike said something interesting, not last week because he wasn't streaming, but the week prior. Someone asked him, what is the most unfinished class? And he said the rogue. Because it's the newest it's the newest class.
It's only got 2 of the ways to play it. It's still missing like a whole chunk.
Yeah, but there's the acolyte's only got 2, the mage only has 2, but what he said is that even though it's the newest class, it's missing a mastery and it currently has the least amount of skills. And most builds use the exact same skills. Like, find a rogue build that doesn't use shift,
Well, yeah.
There's literally none,
Right. I mean, it's your movement skill, though. I mean, it's like an acolyte not using
There's multiple movement skills for the other classes, though.
But yeah, so it's like lunge or shield rush, right? Or warpath. Warpath's technically a movement. So it's like you use shift, you use blades, you use decoy, you use smoke bomb. Like everybody kind of uses these same plethora of skills.
Leap.
Right. Oh yeah.
And the rogue passive tree, how many points I got on this build? 52. 52. And then 57 are going to go into the Blade Dancer, and I have 4 in Marksman for the debuff, the dodge debuff for the enemies.
See, so it sounds like you're having fun.
I'm having a blast with it. It's been...
Now, this is solo self-found?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds boring. I'd rather just use all my...
It sounds like Aaron should do that because
it sounds like my inventory is so organized. How can I go without it?
Because it's a different game. It's completely... It's more akin to playing Path of Exile, right? Where you play the same class for about 3-4 months or whatever, and then you build a new one.
It is an interesting thought that when the wipe happens, I will be way less prepared than anyone else because I don't go from 0. I always have all the characters leveled.
Right.
I have a feeling that's going to bite you.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing and you're like, this game sucks. Like, but
I need my stuff. Where's my
where's my magic chest that every
like,
game has?
Board man, give me something.
Yeah,
right.
Boardman, how did you do that, Boardman?
Hey, Boardman made a video today.
I saw.
Good for him.
Yes, he did. Trying to pepper him in there. It's good. I like seeing him posting.
Well, I mean, it's a couple months prior to the launch of, speculatively, we're getting multiplayer pretty soon. So, trying to build up his machine again, if you will.
I mean, yeah, he's recouping from two low blows.
I mean, if Last Epoch becomes what everybody hopes it is, his channel, like SEO for Last Epoch, is still like #1. You know what I mean? Like he's still gonna have tons of reach with that game. Anyways, it was good to see him posting. All right, Last Epoch. Go ahead.
That said, Aaron, before we go into that, you have a couple months to make up some starter builds. That's why you want to get starter things, because most of the new players are going to be starters.
I would like to see a solo self-found.
Yeah, solo self-found, mage, solo self.
I'll be like, let me do a leveling guide for you. All right, you hit level 25. Now go into the monolith. Don't worry about the rest of the game. You're gonna get murdered over and over again.
Yeah, I can't
and just
do that.
sloth through it, and then you'll be good.
Yes, I do it at 35. Yep.
I just think it's fun. I want to see if I can do it at 25. It's normally
like the game. It starts the mobs are 58 when you first go in there.
55.
And the echoes
something like that. Yeah.
They're 58. Because I just went in there today and I was like, oh, they're 58. So they were roughly 7 or 8 levels higher than me because I was upper 40s.
Which is normally fine. That's normally fine.
Right. Yeah. It was perfectly fine. Like I said, it's been cool. I'm just going for the one that has the highest tier of 25 or 15% for item rarity. That's kind of what I'm basing it off right now. Just trying to maybe get lucky. Had a couple purples drop. Nothing really useful.
I go in and I only target experience books. Go figure.
I mean, they're useful.
Yeah, really. But mine's the grind. I'm kind of like trying to grind out get my character feeling a little tougher before I actually try to move on and keep the deathless before I start doing the bosses. So I'm just trying to get all the at least my resists up a little bit more.
You know, it
They're
just popped into my
okay,
head
but
before we go to the next
not great.
topic. With multiplayer coming Q4 of this year, what competition is going to be out there?
For what, ARPGs?
Let's just say RPG, CRPG, MMO, ARPG. Like what?
They're so vast and they're so different.
But I'm trying to think, like, what's the release date for Baldur's Gate?
It's coming out the end of the year.
Okay,
Like October, isn't it?
So I guess you could put that in there.
Over November, yeah.
We'll probably have a new PoE league, right?
Every every 4 months, 3 months.
New PoE league, new Diablo season, or Diablo 3 season, 27? Something like that. Baldur's Gate. What other games are there? No more MMOs this year, right?
Nothing that we've been
that's
looking
not
at.
True. There's gonna be
What about that Lineage one?
yeah, there's some MMOs coming out. Some of them are on the phone though.
Oh, hold on. I got rid of you guys for a second. Where are you?
Hey.
Dun, dun, dun.
Look at that.
Hi. What, Lineage? What's the name of that game? Lineage MMO. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, you know what's coming out? World of Warcraft. Dragonflight's coming out at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. You're into that, right? Guilty?
I will give them my money one more time because I'm of the belief that it's the last expansion for the game.
Supporting Blizzard, huh? Guilty?
I mean, yes. Unfortunately, it hurt. It makes me sick. I'm sorry.
But you have to, huh?
I've got problems.
Hey, the first thing is admitting it. Point I'm trying to make is I can't think Core Punk. Core Punk's never coming out. I think if they can get it out October, November, they'll be positioned really good for 2023. That's going to undercut D4 by a long time to really build the player base, get people to fall in love with it. Obviously, nothing from Wolcen. People play less and less PoE. They still have massive numbers the first 2 weeks, but the drop-offs are getting even bigger. Diablo Immortal was a dud. Diablo 3 they play it, same thing as PoE. I think in the isometric ARPG space, I mean, they could be up there. They could be up at least Grim Dawn numbers, right? I mean, easy.
Right.
You know what? If Grim Dawn were to drop official league,
that'd be cool.
It would be. I mean, you can already get there's a mod that does. They're on season 3 right now.
Yeah.
But
like a developer corporate season.
Yeah, and if they did that, because they're supporting Titan Quest still, THQ Nordic is anyway.
Yeah,
right.
If Crate were to say take 5 people off of Final Frontier or Farthest Frontier, sorry, Star Trek shirt got me. But 5 people go work on a league for Grim Dawn 2. That would work. Take the hint, guys. There's like 15 of you. You only need 10 to release the game in gold.
That's it.
Well, I think Farthest Frontier is nearing completion, so
it's done.
will
That's why
probably
they could
split the team up. Yeah, I'm sure they might have already done.
Definitely do that. Know? Yeah, I mean they're beyond. I think they're. Would you say they're beyond beta right now, and they're in gold? Because it's releasing in a couple months.
It's releasing August.
Yeah,
I remember. And what I saw a week ago or about 2 weeks ago looked pretty solid.
Very solid.
I dig my builder games, and it surprised me. It had a very Settlers feel, and
it was gorgeous.
No, not Settlers, Banished. Excuse me, Banished feel.
Okay. Yeah, it did. But it's absolutely gorgeous, though. The color palette. Good lord, did you see the fall?
It was
guilty.
Fantastic.
Guilty. We need to have a one-on-one. I need to tell you something. Okay.
Sure.
Oh.
Listen, you need to open your heart and open your mind to this, okay? You ready?
No, but go on.
Grim Dawn 2 will not be here for 5 to 10 years.
3 years.
5 to 10 years.
I don't know. They
As
are.
soon-
No.
Actually, he talked about it in the stream.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They are still a small team.
They're 15 guys.
15 guys, but they're dedicated and they've all been working together.
Also,
The majority of them since
It's
the last drop
scope. The
6 years
scope
ago.
will build. The game will balloon. They'll want it to compete with all these other modern
I don't know.
ARPGs,
I don't know.
and it's going to take 5 to 10 years.
No.
Yes,
no.
it is.
No, that's nonsense.
I told you.
They already have the assets for it, which is a very big chunk of the pie. B, the game's probably already at least on a document.
For sure.
But get this, they've had I guess not their core team, but a part of their team has been developing the proprietary engine for it. And
Do they have
confirmed it
money?
in the stream. Yes.
Yes,
Five
they
People
do.
still buy Grim Dawn and all the expansions.
5
Yeah.
years.
3 years.
Aaron.
3 years.
In 6 years since they released 1.0, Wolcen's team is like, I don't know how many people are. Do you have any idea how many people are in Wolcen's team? 30, 50?
No, I do know, actually. I don't want to say.
It's 50.
It's like,
Okay,
it's like
this is all I'm
61.
asking.
It's actually
61.
more, but yeah, it was 60 when
61.
we were making fun of them.
Okay, Grim Dawn's team, tiny.
One
But the difference is they're cohesive and they work together and they've been working together for years.
But Grim
While
Dawn had a
doing
different
Farthest
model.
Frontier-
They
nonsense.
they maintained success through the modding community, which was smart, very smart.
No, they didn't go through
While
modding
working
really.
on Farthest
They just
Frontier, they
opened
have
it.
actually supported the game with so many updates and so much free content.
I got no problem with Grim Dawn. I'm just telling you that the game is not in development,
Yes.
Grim Dawn 2, and it's not going to be here in 3 years.
Well, no, it's on paper, and they've actually and as far as the development's going, they have actively been developing the new engine for it.
See, in chat, Chris Phoenix has it. It will come from Malmuth, and that's true.
What's up, Chris?
It will just be born from Malmuth. It will just come out of the cauldrons of Malmuth.
Like I'm just yeah. Like this team is superior to that team that made Wolcen in every way, shape, or form. Because
By
this
that
team can work
time,
on
they're going to be
multiple things.
competing with Wolcen 2.
Oh yeah, because you know that'll never happen.
They're working on it.
Whatever they're doing right now.
They're not even working on the first game.
Dude, do you know what would be crazy if they were stringing us along for sales over the past 2 years? That's why the content was so sparse. And like in 2 years or a year, they drop a new product. That would really be something. And if it's marketed right, if it's marketed right, if it has a great trailer, if it has a pretty cinematic intro like Wolcen did, they'll sell 1 million copies again. Because the market is so starved. And you know it. All the streamers will be like, I can't believe it. There's another ARPG and it's Unreal Engine 5.
It's so
and they'll
pretty.
play
It's
it.
an Unreal Engine 5.
Hey, it's not as bad as the last one. It's actually smart. Financially, it's smart.
I mean, yes, but
that would be something.
I think they're
Point is, though, Wolcen won. Wolcen, the first release, is not done well. Grim Dawn,
Wolcen's
first
the bug
release,
RPG.
you could call Grim Dawn 1 Titan Quest. Then Titan Quest, all the stuff up to a certain point, and then Crate decided we're moving out of the, Greek mythos, and we're going to go into a more fantasy, dark thing. And then came Crate, and then came Grim Dawn.
Listen, I
released
like Grim Dawn 100 times over Wolcen. I'm just saying, I bet Wolcen made more money.
Oh yeah.
Of course they did.
Hi, Christina. Thank you for the cheer.
Hey, Nina.
Hey.
I would like to see how much more they made. Because obviously Grim Dawn's been out longer. It's had longer amount of time to make money.
What is the rating on Grim Dawn?
Better than Wolcen.
I think it's high 80s. Is it high 80s?
Let's look.
Wolcen
Probably.
is like 54, 56, right around there.
I'm looking. I forgot I have to reload my Steam, so it'll take me 1 second, but I'm booting it up, but I'll check. I know it's in the upper 80s, if not close to 90.
You know what?
For
Grim
Dawn.
Dawn probably has more copies sold, now that I think of it. Because
Yeah,
they've been
but-
consistently selling for 6
Right.
years
Well, it's
and
a
dropping.
better game.
And they have their DLCs. They have consistently 4,000 to 6,000 people playing, which means they're maintaining the community, which means they're still but something about Grim Dawn 2 is their game's way cheaper, right? Literally every Steam sale, it goes 80 to 90% off.
Right, but if you want the full experience, also they just released it on Xbox, and that's a $60 thing. It's $60 on Xbox.
Right, it's like $24.99 or so for the whole deal on PC, though.
Hey,
Guilty.
Guilty. Chris in chat said Wolcen had a nice concept.
No, it had
They
a great
did.
concept, and the art's fantastic. Those pauldrons, like skyscraper shoulder
Well,
gear.
The art, great. The art team, the music team, the voice acting team, basically anything that didn't have to do with the direct tech team.
They ripped off 40K.
100%.
brilliantly.
But the creativity
Chaos.
team, the team that dealt with bugs, those guys didn't pull through for Wolcen.
It's like,
They
oh,
just didn't do it.
this giant guy's clearly a space marine, and this regular guy's clearly an Imperial Guardsman.
Right.
Man, talking about Wolcen, gosh, I feel like I've had the same conversation so many times. It's so sad. It's like, if you just gave us crafting, normal stash tab, and an end game, and just update the game normally and fix some of the bugs, like the game would be fine.
I think the
So,
reason they haven't done that is because they can't.
Aaron,
That's
I
what's
looked it up.
crazy. What is it? All right, hit me.
Grim Dawn, current recent reviews, so the current ones,
Oh, geez.
93%
Oh, look
Of
at
the
that.
eight-
90,
of the
93.
866 user reviews in the last 30 days.
It's got
Oh,
800 reviews in 30 days.
Oh, why is that?
Almost 700.
Because it's better than Wolcen.
Hey, that means it's sold 800 copies.
What else is it better than? What else is it doing better than?
That
in the
doesn't
ARPG
change
world?
that Grim Dawn 2 won't be here for 10 years.
What else was
Aaron,
it better than?
What?
My review of the game was posted December 23rd, 2014. And it's basically the same thing. At this point, it was the game looks promising. It was kind of where Wolcen was before it foobarred everything into the world, because like they released and it looked great and then everything went down the hill for Wolcen. Well, when I in 2014 did my Steam thing, it was at that same point where it hadn't really released yet.
Yep.
It was still only the first chapter of the game, still at that point. So you were only fighting up to the Warden, and then you just do the next tier of the game, go in hardcore or whatever, or not, the hell mode or whatever it is. So
Ultimate.
that was 2014 and we're in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So it has stood the test of time for a long time now.
Yeah, and
I
they keep
do
on
like
adding
that
to it.
I do like that they completed the game too. It's like, let's give a completed game before we start working on the
They
next
did
game.
more than completed. The totems were added on
Imagine that.
for free. Like the totems that was a free update, and it came out of nowhere.
Mhm.
New items have been added as well.
But they don't
as
have a
complete rebalances.
Falconeer.
No,
They have an occultist
they do
I mean,
have
with
finished classes.
with the
though.
giant blood raven.
Technically, Last
What else do you-
Epoch doesn't
I
have
would take the
Falconeer
giant
either.
blood raven over the falconeer any day of the week. And I don't even know what the falconeer is yet.
It's probably gonna be a little bird.
I would rather have a giant blood, like crow or raven or
Blood,
whatever it is.
the blood pox.
I'd rather have
say bloody
three.
fox is cool, but you can take. There's a raven-esque bloody
This is
thing.
what
that
happens
you
when we
can
talk
take, too.
about Grim Dawn. Then Guilty won't stop talking.
Oh wait. But yes.
I would rather have 3 new formed stone golems in last Epoch with my unique item. Okay.
Well, of course. I'll pick it up too.
I remember the development of said unique item, and I remember things that I really wanted. I got.
So did I. Really happy.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, but look at the comment that just came in. Guilty. But Ellie has crows as well.
Yeah, that's true. But does Ellie have multiplayer?
Soon.
It's a low blow. I'm sorry.
Very soon.
No, I actually am an Ellie fan, and I think it's going to be better than D4 because D4 will not be an ARPG.
D4 is going to be an action game experience.
D4 is going to sell 10 million copies day one.
Oh, because of the name.
Maybe more, right? How many copies is it going to sell?
On day one?
Day one?
You might be around, right?
I bet you it has 10 million.
No, it's cross-platform.
I bet you it's 10 million pre-orders by day one. By the time it's like out of beta.
Pre-orders.
The day they open pre-orders up for it.
Because how many versions? It'll be what? Collectors, premium, gold, you know.
It's going to be on all the consoles, isn't it?
Yep. Cross-platform.
3 obligatory tiers, your bronze, silver, gold, so you can get $50, $70, $90, or $100 out of the players, right? And each tier will give you access to X currency within the game that will give you either,
one of them's going to give you a horse
early. A horse.
Exactly. And it'll be
early level gear.
You can only get this cosmetic through pre-order that'll never come back. Like you were either here at the beginning or you weren't, and you can. It'll bait people into getting it.
That's like the founders little thing you can get in Lost Ark.
Right. There's always that outfit title, but they'll probably have titles. Do you think they'll have titles in DL4?
I think they're aping Lost Ark, so yes.
You think though? I mean, what kind of titles are we gonna get?
I hope
in a Diablo title.
Like I don't know, the same type of when you're playing a D3 season, you get kind of like that plaque, and the plaque has a name associated.
Like a portrait around your character or something like that. Yeah,
the portrait frame. But
everything you're saying, I hate. Name. I hope they don't do any of that.
They're going to. You know they are. They already did it. Like it's already done. It's a done deal in G3.
So you'll get your founders tier. You'll get what are you gonna get? There's got to be. I'm trying to think of. I've been around and I've listened to like maybe that'll be a title. So you get a Kane represent. Maybe you get one per character type relationship.
I remember the first video I made on D4. I remember ripping it apart. The video got super ratioed because I talked about an ARPG can't have mounts. And people did not agree with my sentiment.
I agree with that, though.
I was like, you use skills, you use gear for speed, and you use waypoints. You do not need a mount. And all I was thinking about is World of Warcraft, all the money they charge for mounts. Granted, it's an MMO, right? Like, they're big money maker.
So is D4.
And they're just thinking, let's just minimize that and put it into D4. And you know that's what it is. It has nothing to do with it. I know they added combat to it. I think your freaking horse is going to have gear or something. So maybe it'll be like your mercenary kind of style. But ultimately, it is going to be for MTX sales, period. We all know it.
Bethesda to thank for that with that armored horse.
See, they could, if they wanted to be creative, if they wanted the whole horse thing, and maybe they do like a jousting thing that's like a PvP jousting event that's obviously not in the proper game, but
that's
maybe
a great idea.
Like in an arena.
PvP, you can, PvP has its own separate side game that you could play. And in that, you level up your PvP mechanic. In this case, it would be a horse. That would actually be fun. Has there ever been a jousting game made?
Wasn't there like Chivalry? Didn't that have jousting? I'd never played it.
There's got to be a game that had jousting.
Yes. One of the recent I think it might be Chivalry. I saw a video where there was 2 people jousting. They were on either side of like a wood fence, and then the 2 horse players would crash.
Like,
and
yeah, if I'm
one
going to
would
play a Knight
win.
of the Realm, I want to joust somebody.
That would
That should be a
fun.
thing.
Hey, something else that sucks about D4 is regardless of whatever they do, it'll be financially successful.
Yeah, and they know that.
Yes.
It does not matter.
They can release it unfinished, and it'll
They
be
can release
like,
it
oh, we
right
don't care.
now with only 1 act, and it'll make its money back.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, it's because we won't say no.
Because we're
Well,
all
there's so
still
many
going to buy it.
players.
We're still all
You know?
going to buy it.
I don't.
Hey, people are spending millions on Diablo
Guilty.
Immortal still.
I'm not.
Well, neither
Guilty. Okay. It's not about and for me, you guys, both of you know that I'm mostly a Diablo 1, Diablo 2 fan as far as Diablo series.
Yeah, D2R.
Played and DTRs, more recently. 3 didn't really get into it. 4 just I'm gonna play it mostly because you guys in the community. But the thing is, that game has lineage. It has I have a son who knows about it. So
Right.
there's
The name
that
of
whole-
the game has lineage.
Right. It just has that. You used to play this game when you were young, Dad. Yeah, I did. And you can play it too, son. And we
But he
can
can't because D4
conquer
won't
the world
be that
together.
game.
It won't be, but
I
everybody
will
knows
say that I'm glad that I
Everyone
think
knows
it's
that.
going to be terrible because maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised.
of course.
Oh no! If it's good, that's grand. But we still have to recognize the reason why we don't want to buy it.
yeah, of course.
Which one out? Like if you put that on a scale, which one outweighs the other? Like,
I don't know. I
Is
have
there-
less faith in the company itself.
Is there a day where we're going to be like, holy crap, Last Epoch just hit 100,000 concurrent players?
oh yeah, of course.
Is that day in the future?
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe that.
You
Yes.
believe it?
Yeah. So
Wolcen
but-
put up 120. Wolcen put up 127. PoE's put up 200 and I think 86. I don't know what Diablo is. Obviously, it's a huge number.
Diablo doesn't count.
But where's Grim Dawn? Grim Dawn's not there. Like what? 10, 20,000?
Grim Dawn hasn't.
Grim,
But I'm just saying,
Dawn's
like,
all- always-
technically multiplayer.
right?
it's always been the sleeper game. They didn't really, even if you watch the most recent stream, they've never
It's the
really.
thinking man's ARPG.
They rely on the players who know they want good game.
But the
and
point I am
a
making is
good
that Grim
set of
Dawn is a
mechanics.
It's
polished,
hard.
finished
People
game.
don't like it because of that.
Grim Dawn is max all-time peak is 61, which is still good. Like that's not
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
61. Man, I think
Like,
Like-
Grim Dawn Ultimate's like hard. People would rather not have
Right.
to stress out, I guess.
hey, it is an
I think-
interesting thought. Grim Dawn right now over the last 2 months. For June, it's up 11%, and for the last 30 days, it's up 21%.
It's currently the best finished ARPG out.
I was just gonna say it's one of those in this case an ARPG that just kind of always is good. It's never peaking super exciting. It's never peaking as a total foobar. It's never either. It's just good.
I mean, in the
Those
20,
numbers,
its 24-hour peak is 7,400. That's pretty darn
Right.
good.
not bad.
That's
Pretty good.
pretty good.
Last Epoch's
Yeah,
probably
now-
like 400.
That's not counting the Xbox players.
Last Epoch is up 13%. Well, let's see. Peak is 1,100. And
It's not
all
been released yet, though. You
and
can't
its
really compare
all-time
the two.
peak is 7,200.
Oh, that's yeah, okay.
That was 084.
Yeah.
That's when like everybody was really
Right.
That was a
pumped up.
big update.
Yes. Yes.
That was an awesome update.
It was. That was
I
the
think-
Druid rework.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Right.
was. Where they broke my heart and then made me rethink it.
That's where I streamed 5 days in a row.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Yeah, I had to do the image you wanted with all the different form shifts.
That's right.
Yes,
I still have them.
Dated in time.
Lose, hello, Drath. What's up? Chris, I hope the next Grim Dawn will have better skills with more moves, better animations. PLE already have it. Oh ho ho! Shots fired. Woo!
I mean, we're talking 2013.
I don't need pretty pictures to make a good game.
Hey, guilty. Will you let Daft talk? Daft's got the floor.
Oh. I was just saying that as far as Grim Dawn goes, they've never been the game that's trying to like blow you away with graphics ever. They're constantly about the mechanics of the game, the flow, general flow of the game, and the devs really pay attention to the players. So the quality of life updates over the last 6 years for the same game, plus we've mentioned them, the updates to the game itself, the items added, the areas added. This current character I'm doing, there's 4 or 5 different areas that are thrown throughout the campaign that are just there. They're not asking you for money, they're just throwing it in, while they're also doing this builder game and then preparing for Grim Dawn 2.
What's this builder game they're making?
Farthest Frontier comes out in August.
I'm so excited, Aaron.
August 9th.
Gosh.
You know I love my builder games.
I do.
It looks fantastic. He and I watched the live stream on Twitch together.
Yes.
It's built in Unity because Unity is a great engine.
Hey, Unity just laid off like 10,000 employees or something like that, didn't they?
Did they?
They didn't have 10,000 employees to start with.
Oh, they laid off maybe it was like 100 employees.
Like they had a okay, so
I'm looking at it right now.
About 4 years ago, they opened up a branch of Unity in the United States, and I'm willing to bet that's not open anymore.
This is just a city builder, correct?
It's
town builder.
Yes. Yes, there's no like it's set up in the Grim Dawn universe.
Well, kind of. Yes,
minus the magic,
minus
and
the Grim Dawn.
Yeah,
minus the Grim Dawn.
So, Farthest Frontier. Protect and guide your people as you forge a town from untamed wilderness at the edge of the known world. Harvest raw materials, fish, hunt, farm to survive. Produce crafted items to trade, consume, equip, and fight with as you battle for survival against all elements and outside threats. So there is combat mechanics.
They're itch.
Or is it like simulated, like you were attacked and you lost your farm?
No, like there's wolves and stuff. And
there's all the fighting is natural. It's not like you're fighting creatures or anything like that. It's like he's saying, wolves and things. So you're fighting natural creatures that are trying to encroach upon your settlement as you develop it. So it's very similar to Banished.
Got it.
Where it's a survival game where you have to build up your food, you have to expand your community, keep them fed, keep them smart, keep them from getting sick. There's a lot of diseases in the game that they've mentioned, cholera and all these different things.
But it's not going 4X, right?
No,
it's a town builder.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
City Skylines or like Sim City or
is it like Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, well, it is. It's a builder. That's a small scale one.
What do you mean small scale?
I mean, you're only building a theme park in Roller Coaster Tycoon and not a city. Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. It Farthest Frontier looks like you're building a town. Okay, so let's.
Because you are.
Yeah, you start with like 10 or 11 people, and then you go from there.
Do you remember what he said about the politics in it? There is a politics phase that they're planning, or is it not coming?
They said they're considering what they want to do for that as another level of play.
It needs to have politics in it.
But it's like Grim
Citizens Revolt.
They do?
Yeah, basically.
Hi, Eway. What's up, Eway?
Hey, Eway.
Yes, Eway. Hello, sir.
Farthest Frontier is not a game I'm going to buy.
I am totally down for that game. I've actually...
I will be joining you with it.
Been waiting for Farthest Frontier for several years because they first brought it up 2016 maybe.
I feel like the
forums.
next game I'm gonna buy will be Company of Heroes 3.
But why?
I think that's gonna be my RTS itch until we get Stormgate.
That's gonna be really good.
I could do some RTS. It'd be fun. I like RTS.
That's what I'm thinking.
No,
Which I don't know if Company of Heroes 3 has a release date. I think beta. They got something.
I haven't heard a release date about it. But maybe. And even if they get a release date, it's gonna push back.
What,
They always do.
Well, with
They
that
always
attitude,
Just going off of the history.
It's not attitude. It's just it's knowing the computer world we are in and the gaming world and realizing they say things. Okay, we'll go a month plus or 2 months after that. That's kind of like every update I hear. It's that kind of thing.
That brings us on to Bethesda and crunch time. For everyone that doesn't know what crunch time is, it's when your boss doesn't plan well enough and doesn't do a good enough job keeping people on task, and everyone has to do 6 months of work in 1 month.
that's good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it.
That's how I lead.
And then everyone works 80-hour weeks, and they don't go home, and they hate life for like a month or two. Apparently, Microsoft is telling them no, you can't do that anymore.
That's not allowed.
They found the secret sauce is, hey, stay on task.
That's what Elon would do.
I think it's what Elon would do. Like, oh, you guys are not working 4 hours a day and getting paid for 8. I see.
I've got a question. This has nothing to do with what you were just talking about. I'm looking at Company of Heroes 3.
Okay.
And for a second, I was like, why does it say action RPG? Because I'm looking at multiple things. It's an action RTS.
Yeah.
It also, so listen to the tags for it. Strategy, war game, action RTS, real-time tactics, regular RTS, turn-based tactics, PvP, turn-based strategy. That is the game's self-tags.
Questions. Is it 2 modes? Is it a time mode and a turn-based mode?
I don't know. Bigger and better than ever,
Studios?
Company of Heroes 3 combines heart-pounding combat with deeper strategic choices in a stunning Mediterranean theater of war. In Company of Heroes 3, every battle tells a story. What's yours?
Please take away the time.
Dude, the game looks so nice.
I despise timed missions.
Okay, so if it's an RTS, it can't be turn-based.
That's what I'm saying. And it
can't be.
It can't be turn-based if it has action RTS. That does not associate.
Well, technically, all RTSs are action. That's just
maybe
a grab term.
Maybe during campaign.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they break it down into days, maybe where like X events happen over X amount of days, and you can pause like the cycle, maybe.
Maybe.
That type of thing.
Cycles. Farthest Frontier season cycle at the bar at the top. This game is fantastic. Just going back.
Oh, the cycle. Guilty.
Good, wasn't it? That was good.
You just brought that image. It just went back in my mind. I just remembered.
Gorgeous, isn't
it? Perfect. Went from it was like 3/4 of the year you would see from like winter to spring or to summer or whatever, and you'd see all the different images of the calendar as it went across it. Oh, it was such a great.
It sounds like
you remember that.
Pure boredom.
Absolute coolness.
No, it's pure boredom. If you're gonna play a builder, play an action RTS or play Rift Breaker.
No.
I could play it with you. See, if we want to like play with the community, I'll play games like that with you guys and have fun with it. No problem. But as far as like what we're talking about here, it is so. As far as the eye candy you want when you're playing a builder game, there's only so much going on in the game. You can play it at elevated speeds to pacing it up, but ultimately you're only watching minions running around like ants and then buildings kind of building. So there's only so much. So if the UI itself is absolutely gorgeous, that's like eye candy.
No, I get it.
awesome,
I get
help,
it.
You know, you understand, Aaron.
I
know
do
it's not your
understand. It's
bread
still
and butter.
boring. I'll have that on my third screen if my graphics card could handle that while I'm playing something that's fun. Wait, I have an announcement. Actually, no, I don't have it's not an announcement.
What's up?
What's that?
When I was younger, if I wanted to do something boring, I had the screensaver that was like the aquarium, but it was like the high-end one where you had to pay like $1 for it. So you're saying you're watching the seasons go by in that game. If I'm going to do something boring, I would do that. I would watch fish on the screen.
He was referring to
That's my announcement.
A timer at the top.
Yeah.
And it actually has it's like a rectangle that's stretched out, I guess the best way to describe it. And inside of it is a image of, I guess it starts from winter and then it moves on to spring and then summer and then fall and then back into winter at the end. And it's all seamless the way it goes across it. And there's like a little bar that, ticks up. And it was seamlessly drawn together. It was just a gorgeous little picture that's in that UI.
Is it kind of
like a
like
Thomas Kincaid painting?
Is it like how V Rising does the nighttime in summer? Like you could see the clock ticking, and the sun slowly coming up and the shadows moving. Right. I really like the way they did that.
Imagine that mechanic on a Thomas Kincaid painting.
My mom has a lot of Thomas Kincaid paintings. They're her favorite.
That was mine. So our mothers
connected
have that in common. Yes. But it's when you're playing games like that, just like when you're playing ARPGs, you got to have the good mechanics. You got to have the good UI to like help deliver the game to you. So you're not having to like figure it out as you're playing. It just kind of throws it in your face.
All right. This is a perfect transition because I mean, I don't put it in every video, but I always say, hey, when you're designing a UI, try to design it small, but also give us options, including the option to remove the UI. And I always say that because when you play action RPGs for so long, I mean, literally give me a blip that shows where my life is, and that's all I need. I have every key memorized. I know where every skill is. I don't need to see it, and I'd rather have more screen real estate. Especially in ARPGs, it normally always sucks moving down if you don't have a rotatable camera because the UI gets in the way. So I was fortunate enough to be giving a pre-release version of Endless Dungeon, which I made the video for tonight, which Guilty's jealous that I got it. Anyways.
Supposed to get
not just
nothing.
Me. Not just me.
Anyways, I was able to play some Endless Dungeon, game that I'm very much looking forward to. And so I always escape, controls. Okay, let me see the default keys. One of the first things I do. And in the default keys, there is a button for UI removal. Inside, that's literally what it says. UI removal. And I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what key. It was like F12 or F10. It was a really weird key. It was an F at the top. And it deletes the entire UI around the screen. And it's one key to bring it back up. Thought that was really cool.
Imagine being the guy that created the UI.
Hey, Aaron, guess what? That's in like 89% of all games that exist.
That's not true.
I'd
like to see. Cite your sources, please.
No, it's not.
There's always H or B or Q or some weird Q. It's like F11, F12.
Last Epoch doesn't have it. PoE doesn't have it. Diablo doesn't have it.
It's in both.
No, you're thinking he's thinking of the delete key that you hit when you're playing Last Epoch where it removes the UI, but it doesn't just remove the UI, it removes all visual mechanics inside of the game. So that's damage dealing. It eliminates all everything.
Okay, so what you're saying is you want a kind of like I'm so pro that I don't need the UI kind of vibe, but there's certain things that I use, right?
Versus so for example,
what I'm talking about taking a picture or image and then having no icon. Period.
So
I think that's
for the example in Endless Dungeon, you have enemies
Right.
coming at you from every angle, right? And it has a UI on the left. You have your team's health. You have a UI in the center, which is your crystal health. You have your resources on the right, and there's 3 different ones. And then you have all your skills and stuff on the bottom. So, and it's like runs. You open a door, it starts a run. And it counts down from 15. So the idea would be like in between runs, you'd have your UI up because you're building turrets and you're collecting resources and you're doing all the stuff in the roguelite element. And then when the enemies come, you could hit F10, all that crap leaves the screen, so then you could actually do the battling. I liked it. Good seamless transition. Oh, Daftly, are you feeling... Well, thank you for... Who did you give it to? Mad Stand, congratulations.
Mad Stand. Great.
Daft wants to flip the wrong hat on the next stream.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you also have 2 other hats.
I know. Hi and guilty. Who was it? It was I'll watch the last stream.
We need to look that one up.
If they popped in, I would see it. Hey, Lady Medusa, I played some Albion.
Yeah, there. No, not Albion. It's Albion.
Albion. I played some Albion.
Although you should make a game called Albion.
Albion.
It's actually really funny. We use Albion at my work. That's why. Anyways, I played it. I created a character and I escaped the beach. And then I turned it off. That
Lady
counts.
Medusa.
That counts.
Lady Medusa.
You did the tutorial?
No, I didn't make it through the tutorial either.
Oh.
It counts. Yes.
Yes, it counts.
Yes. Anyways,
There you go.
Endless Dungeon. My thoughts. Tons of bugs. It's actually really funny. In the video, it's embarrassing because it's the end of the run. It's the final, like I'm escorting my crystal to like go to the next level. And I accidentally click on a build turret section and there's no key that would allow me to get out of it. So like, I don't know if it glitched or bugged and then all the enemies surrounded me and I died. So,
They did say it's super early access.
oh, for sure.
You're talking about the current one, right? Not the old one. Okay.
Yeah. Because
one
there's
that
all
we
these
were
different
supposed to
turret
be, like,
positions. And I was trying to revive my dude that was dead and he died next to a place where you could build a turret. So I clicked on that and then it was trying to build the turret. And literally I'm like pounding escape. I'm hitting the E key. I'm hitting left and right and it would not take me out of the menu. So I just sat there looking at the camera and died.
Yeah. I mean, that's possible. It's super early access.
It's probably like really, really early alpha. He did say it was alpha, but he said it was like early alpha.
I mean, if they're giving keys to content creators and you're allowed to make content without an NDA, it's probably farther than we think. But I mean, yeah,
well,
it is a
telling
very.
You it's early alpha. That's where it's at.
It's pretty. Early.
That means early alpha is like we've got some ideas. Like any of the concepts we come up with when we're working together, it's like we have some ideas. A percentage of them actually come to fruition, where the rest just kind of like die.
Yeah, but that's where you weed out so stuff that's over scope will usually get weeded out in alpha.
But I will say
like
this game, Endless Dungeon, from a roguelite multiplayer perspective, it is going to be great. I think it is truly going to be great. 4 different characters to pick from. Every character is uniquely different. You have a primary attack, a hard attack, and an ultimate attack. On top of that, you can upgrade your weapons. You could hold 2 weapons. Cool. Certain weapons do more damage to different enemies. You could make 4 different turrets, and you could upgrade those 4 turrets based upon upgrades. You can upgrade your character. You can unlock generators, where every time you open a door, you get more currency. There's explodables. Right. It's a lot of fun.
It's like a tower defense meets an RPG. Action RPG.
Exactly. Basically. So because you have this crystal that you're guarding, and the crystal's stationary. And then for the final, I got to get the crystal out, it moves. And that's like, if you can defend it through all the waves, and then finally, when you are ready, you try to get it out, you have to defend it as it walks through. But you're also trying to be strategic where opening more doors is better because it gives you resources and ways for you to travel, but also opening those doors mean that the enemies can travel through them. So you actually try to only open certain doors that corral the enemies to go a certain way into where you have your turrets and defenses. Whole lot of fun.
It hasn't changed much from the original one in that sense. That's the same concept. You open doors and you're trying to funnel them.
But much prettier.
Yeah, just updated UI. It'll be an updated version of the old game that is basically the same thing. It's like you start off in a room and you go up, you open that room, and then you put down basically a generator for science or
industry
or health, based industry or health, and then you kind of spread out from there, trying to maximize what you open versus opening too many spots where you have too many open spots for it.
Yeah, when you open a door, there could be nothing in it. There could be a vendor in it. There could be a generator in it. There could be an upgrade in it. There could be a hive in it where monsters come out of. So it's like every time you're kind of rolling the dice. But I did have fun playing it. And I got the key today and I did 3 runs. And then I was like, you know what? I already want to make a video on this. So that's what I posted.
You hear what he said, Guilty?
I heard.
He said the key.
Yeah.
Not the keys, the key.
A key. I was given.
Yeah.
A key.
So much for this week's blog. Cuts me deep.
I know, and I only played it for like an hour. I probably won't play it again.
I've already probably played 6 hours a day on it.
And you'd probably be really good at it.
If it's similar, I'd have at least an understanding the mechanics of it. Yeah. Because the old one, it's the same thing, just modernized.
Did you guys see that Crypt of the NecroDancer has released its first update in 5 years? Speaking about rogues,
I've never played it.
That's the music
rhythm. It's a
rhythm.
rogue.
It's a rhythm game. Yeah,
you have to attack and move in rhythm with the music.
Yeah. I think I actually have it. It's one of those games I have put much time into it.
I liked it. It was interesting. It was definitely unique. But I think it had some. There's new features, quality of life improvements, but mainly what they did was make it work on the Steam Deck.
All right, is it as fun as Guitar Hero or no?
No, it's better than Guitar Hero. Like,
it's different.
Some of us can play an actual guitar and don't need to play Simon.
Yes,
Guitar Hero.
I called out Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero. It's the pinky key, the orange key. I could never do that. It's too hard.
Simon's hard.
I mean, if you played guitar at all, like Guilty and I have, then the pinky key gets built up strength, and you can actually actuate it better, and it becomes more useful.
What came out? What was it after Guitar Hero? Was Rock Band, and you had the drum set, right?
Yeah, and there was I think one of them had something else too.
I haven't played Necro Rhythm game though.
Yeah,
they're fun.
It's fun. The Crypt of the NecroDancer is a fun game, and seeing it get an update after 5 years.
I hate it when you guys make me look up this crap. Crypt of the NecroDancer.
Yeah, Crypt of the NecroDancer.
It's like a roguelike game that's based in music time. And movements happen.
You move.
It's 80% off on Steam
because it's just had its first update in 5 years.
It's $3.
What's the
and there's a DLC. There's a DLC you can get both for $6.
So Aaron, what's the like ratio on that one? If you were to look it up.
94% very positive recent, 95% overwhelmingly positive all reviews.
Not much different than our old friend Grim Dawn. It's a game that's been around a while and it's solid. It never did the Wolcen thing where it came out, was the most fantastic game ever, and then 6 months later you're like, this is the worst game ever. It doesn't have that.
Absent? What's noticeably absent from both Grim Dawn and Crypt of the NecroDancer? Both have great reviews.
Bad devs?
Well, besides that, high class flashy graphics.
Yeah, they're both not bad graphically, but not top tier. They're kind of in that.
They're not what people
like
consider.
6 to 8 range.
I'm
right?
watching the
It's
trailer.
just-
I can't even figure out what's happening. Why are you jumping from spot? There's music playing and you load
There's
your own
music
MP3s?
playing.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
music playing.
Yes. Everything's happening in
You
time.
you
I think.
move in rhythm to the music, and you attack in rhythm to the music.
It's like you're watching Daft Punk, and it's playing, and you have to try to move within the rhythm of the synchronism
Crypt
of the
Net. Hey, that's
music.
that is a new one for me. Hey, Guilty, I got
Technically
something
wrong.
that's gonna piss you off. What do you think of Diablo Immortal selling $1 million a day in MTX?
It was in a month.
Expected.
It was Diablo Immortal reportedly making more than $1 million per day. Despite all the scrutiny and criticism surrounding Diablo Immortal, the game reportedly still rakes in huge profits. By Glenn Konang. This is Game Rant. With all of its problems, Diablo Immortal could very well be one of the biggest disappointments in the video games industry this year. It's supposed to be Blizzard's breakthrough title on mobile, but instead has become a huge letdown for many fans of the franchise, with many criticizing the rapacious monetization scheme. Despite all that, however, Diablo Immortal is apparently still making a lot of money. I said it would. It's a mobile game.
It will, yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's going to
exactly.
make a crap ton of money. And, you know, people are like, it's not making as much money as Diablo 3. I'm like, how much did it cost to make Diablo 3 and how much did it cost to make Diablo Immortal? I would imagine much less to make Diablo Immortal because they already had the engine.
I mean,
Right.
it was
art.
developed over 5 to 6 years. I bet
That
it costs
doesn't
more
mean
than you
We don't
think.
know. That doesn't mean anything. They could have like put 5 guys on it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they reuse so many assets in Diablo Immortal from
Mhm.
D3.
Exactly. And that's the thing. They had so much art. Most of what takes a lot of time in video game production
The
is
art.
the art. Like, because you gotta wait for nubs like me to take our 3 or 4 days to do 1 character or 2 characters, while everybody on the other side's like, hurry up, hurry up.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm working. That's what's
Hurry up,
happening.
you filthy animal.
System designer, once it's designed on paper, can implement a system way faster than someone can like do an entire animation.
Yeah.
Well, that also depends. Like if they're doing that, depending on the like how in depth the art is, pixel art probably not that easy because
This is why I am hopeful. Downloads are
Okay.
way down. So the last video I made, 49 million over the first month, is what it's done.
Right.
It did, in its first 2 weeks, 24, and in its last 2 weeks, a little over 24, right? So revenue's about flat week over week, day over day. It's down a little bit, but downloads literally looks like the crypto market. It's like straight down, fallen off a cliff. So
Right.
even though it's got 10 million downloads, recent downloads are every single day down over the previous
Right.
day.
Here's the thing, Gil or Aaron. All 3 of us are part of that group, right?
Yep.
And of the 3 of us, how many of us are playing? Nobody. And how many of us have been playing for the last 2 weeks? Nobody. So those
that's what I'm
numbers
saying.
are yeah, they're just generic, and we'll see where it sits in a few months. And if there's a way to look up
Every
new
time a whale falls off that
purchases.
game, it's going to go down. And I don't see them gaining more whales, right? Because at this point you're already so far behind.
no,
You're either
they'll
just
move on.
Yeah, you're moving on to the next thing. So
Right.
I think the game continuously goes down. Now, obviously, if and when they get their Asia release, that will give them a big pump. The question is if they get it. If they get it.
call me Ishmael.
Right.
So
I don't know.
I don't know.
The market, I think, is geared towards the whole phone market. I think that's going to be their bread and butter for the next 6 months. The PC market is a very different beast, and they're the ones who actually care about the game. And this is just my point of view, obviously, but the mobile market is a very casual is not the word what I mean, but like they're casual players, but they're casual in like what they take in. It just comes and goes, and you can download games pretty quickly, and like Steam, but the difference is I think that PC players are actually a lot more of the old school players. I played Diablo 1 and 2 and 3, and I've played the entirety and watched what's happened since. So I think you have more of that group within the PC community than the mobile community. So it makes sense if the mobile is kind of like bread and butter for them.
I haven't had time today to even read it, but I think Diablo Immortal's first big update or content update drops tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm curious what they're giving their amazing player base. I mean, they care about us so much. I'm sure it's going to be something good. It'll bring Guilty back at least.
Oh.
No?
Like, no.
I played the game to review it and write a blog.
What's up, X?
It was an average game. It was an average game. And there are better games to play.
I think it was a below average game.
I would give it a 7 in terms of, for a phone game.
Okay, honest question, and I don't want you to just answer out of spite. Honest question, Guilty.
There we go.
You got 2 games on your phone, and you have to pick one to play.
Okay.
Diablo Immortal or Candy Crush?
Candy Crush.
Like, not even a thought.
Played those.
Like, it's not out of spite. Candy Crush. You know what, though? Both of them, if we break it down, and we did this on a previous podcast, we went into the psychology of mobile game addiction, and Candy Crush was an example that the psychiatrist used. the psychologist, rather. Right. Whoever wrote the article we were
Lady Medusa says Diablo Immortal.
Grim Dawn Immortal coming in from Chris Phoenix.
Are both designed to exploit your physiology.
Uh-huh.
And you might think you have a choice in what you're doing, but some people don't, and that's the person they're aiming it at.
Well,
that's why I can't support. I'd rather support neither title, but in this case, I would pick Candy Crush because it's probably not as bad as Diablo Immortal.
Well, Candy Crush doesn't have a set of parents who are conditioning their kids to play it because they've watched their dads or moms play it for the last 15 years.
It's interesting. Yeah. Candy Crush, and people obviously have hundreds of different definitions. They don't have pay to win. They have pay to progress. So like you'll hit a wall and it's like, oh, if you want to unlock the next 10 levels.
Wall. Right.
And they have you have 5 lives. You've used your lives. Do you want to buy another life? So the game is actually made hard so that, you have to spend money to buy lives to get through it. It's made what? How much money has it? How much money has that game made?
It made. We went and I forget. It's on a previous podcast, but it was like 90. There was 93. Was it million concurrent players or some crap?
It's huge.
It was a huge ridiculous number, and they were probably, at least some of those people might have been paying money. What it was is 70 something percent of the game, 70 something percent of the parent company's coffers that year came from Candy Crush alone.
All right,
that's nuts.
We got about 10 minutes left for this stream. Let's go around the horn. What games? I have 2 questions. What game are you playing this week? What game can you not wait to play by the end of the year? Daft, you go first.
What have I been playing? Speaking of, I have been playing Last Epoch for the most part. I have been binging on a new Blade Dancer in the last 3 days. Solo Self-Found because that's how you play the games. And I've been enjoying it. It's been cool. I haven't played Last Epoch in almost 6 or 7 months. There was Lost Ark and other games that went on from about last summer, basically, till about now. About the last time I played it was October, November. Enjoying that. So that's been the main game, but kind of like squeezing in a couple of things like the old school Nameless Dungeon game. I played that a little bit, and that's been kind of a little bit of Chronicon as well. because that's kind of like I play that weekly. So can't really count that, but it's in there.
How do you have so much time to play all these games?
I throw them out. They're on different days. Like last Epoch has been the last 3 days. So over the holiday weekend, if you will. The other ones were last week during my time off during the days when I'm kind of like lulling around the house. But yeah, gotta keep playing. And I know that last Epoch's coming up soon, so I'm kind of like getting in the vibe, but I don't want to like dig into my like source characters that have all the goodies. I'm kind of like going to old school and feeling that, which is for me my new hardcore play is doing solo self-found, because I won't do hardcore because life sucks and kids happen and you walk away and your character dies, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
So solo self-found kind of fills in that niche in the sense where I don't have like a, it's level to level, feels exciting. You don't have everything ready for you, and you're kind of like playing the game as you will, as the developer wants you to play the game. That's kind of what solo self-found is. It's typically that's like the game they want you to experience. After that, how willing you are to be like Aaron and have 75,000 tabs in your thing with all the gear you want. How that works for me is it's cool, but for me to actually enjoy the game, it's the other way around, where it's kind of like as you play.
But I like having all the gear and organized.
I do too. Trust me, there was points where I was like, oh, I wish. But then at the same time, like, but I don't. I have to like keep this crap gear and just kind of like use my skill set to not die. And then I get a good piece, or I get something that helps my character. So that's more fulfilling for me personally.
Okay, I actually have one more. I have one more question for you. Okay,
what's that?
Is it Trekkie or Trekker?
Trekkie.
Trekkie?
Are you a Trekker?
It's a Trekkie.
No, Trekkie.
Trekker is someone who goes on treks.
Yeah. It's like it's connected to my mom. Like when I was a kid coming home from school, she'd be watching the original series at like 5 o'clock.
Has that picture always been behind you?
The
other one.
The one over his right shoulder?
Yeah.
Has that been there?
Wait.
Is it in that same spot?
No, other side.
Other side. Right, your right shoulder.
No.
This guy.
No.
No, your right shoulder. Your other right.
That.
This.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's been there as long as I can remember.
I see.
Yes. Yes, it's been there. Yes. But yeah, that's what I've been playing this week.
I've been looking at it, and then I finally saw the Enterprise, and I'm like, oh, I know what that is. Yeah, Guilty. What are you playing?
It's a Trekkie one for sure.
Well, I've been playing 2 video games and 1 board game. I play chess. One of the persons watching us, Huntgar Devil, was playing chess as well. Cool on you. And then, Grim Dawn, obviously. That's what I do. But I've been playing Dead Cells.
But you've been playing chess, like physical chess, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, not digital, like not online.
Well, I mean, I have played online, but I've been playing physical this week. But like Dead Cells is really cool, and they have that DLCs, makes it even better.
You likey?
Yeah, it's a good game. I actually, it's on Game Pass, so I was like, why not? I own it on the Switch because I wanted to be able to take a game with me, and I was like, well, let me put it on something else. So got it through Game Pass, and I'm doing better on a much bigger screen. Go figure. I
bet.
It's up. Yeah, it's night and day. You need a bigger screen for that game.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we played Cuphead a little bit, but that wasn't.
Oh yeah, you guys were playing Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead's. I picked up the new DLC for it. That's going to be a fun thing.
That's a game.
It's not an easy game.
You were playing Space Pope.
I was designing. Well, I was implementing. Yes. The design's already done. Yeah, I was doing music for it too.
I have been playing Endless Dungeon.
Oh, yeah. No one cares about that. No one cares.
And last Epoch working on my Forge Guard.
No, you weren't.
I was.
Were you really working on that Forge Guard?
Guess when I was working on it last night when we were supposed. Hey, I was playing Forge Guard last night because we were supposed to stream last night, but somebody wasn't feeling good, which is fine.
I'm sorry, I had a migraine.
It's no problem. No problem. All right, we still have. Well, actually, we're at 90 minutes. We're still not done. Round the Horn, game you can't wait to play that's not yet released. Daft.
I think of all the games we've talked about, I think Farthest Frontier is on the front of my list because it's the one I've been waiting for the longest out of any of the games currently in that I can think of. So,
all right, something that isn't boring. Yeah. Pick a non-boring game.
That's mean. That's hurtful.
What?
I cried inside. Nothing. I mean, okay, I know the release of Last Epoch.
That's cheating. Fine, guilty. Your turn. And don't say Frontier. Nobody wants to play that garbage.
Oh, I am looking forward to it. It's not the main thing I'm looking forward to. But that got pushed back to next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, Starfield got pushed back to next year. I was really looking forward to that because I wanted to see a new IP from Bethesda, and it doesn't look like we're going to get that this year.
No. Maybe
so
February, March era.
The thing I am looking forward to the most to play, and I'm not like a super WoW freak or anything, and MMOs are not my go-to, but I have put enough time into World of Warcraft over the years, and I kind of think that the next DLC, the next expansion, will be the last.
You want to play as a dragon or get on a dragon, kill dragons?
I just want closure on the game. I pretty much played all of them, except I didn't start with vanilla. Like, I have played vanilla, I didn't start there, but like I want to finish it, and then I want to be done with it.
I could maybe get involved with that because I did play from vanilla. I did play from beta release.
Listen, you guys are not playing World of Warcraft
for so long.
You're not buying the World of Warcraft expansion. I'm putting my foot down. You can't support it. You can't do it.
I tell you what. That's highly possible because there's still a lot of the year left to go for Blizzard to piss me off. So there's a good chance that I won't be buying anything from them anymore.
It's like when that addictive substance is offered to you. There's a no-win situation. You take it and you have a bad trip. Well, you had a bad trip. You take it and you love it, then you want more. There's no win to it.
Well,
and you're supporting somebody bad that sold it to you.
I legitimately have no respect for the persons involved with the shenanigans of that company. I have no respect for them whatsoever. However, they're not the ones making the game.
I mean, I'm going to buy D4, so I get it.
Yeah. Like, that's the only thing allowing me to purchase products from them is because I know that the guys that are making the money aren't doing the work.
Right.
Because that's how it works.
You know what they should do? They should just have Vicarious Visions build all their games.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
But they really only do remasters at this point.
Yeah, but they're talented.
They're very talented. They're very talented.
It's almost like they have attention to detail and care.
I'm going to say Last Epoch and Company of Heroes 3. And Endless Dungeon. Even though, even though I've already played it.
I'm looking.
I would like to add in Farthest Frontier.
Just poking that, stabbing it, putting a little more.
Oh yeah, he's rubbing that. So if everyone's wondering why we're so
twiddled about it,
because we've known about this. Looking at you, Aaron.
They get mad because companies send me game keys and they always want me to ask for more, which sometimes I do.
He answers the emails in the inappropriate way.
Sure, I'll have a key.
Shameful. You have people that are ready.
They want me to add an extra sentence saying I need a couple keys for my team, you know?
Or just put it in the first sentence.
That's too greedy. That's greedy.
No, it's not. They're contacting you and asking you for free, whatever.
My team and I. It's one sentence. Done.
From the mouths of babes, Aaron. From the mouths of babes.
All right, when we're done right here, I'll say, hey, I need 2 more keys.
Say, hey, Bo.
They'll be like, you already made a video. We already got what we wanted out of you.
Hey, Bo. I made a mistake earlier.
Please help me. All right, everyone. That's it. This Week in Action, podcast 22. You know, I have to say, I feel like these 90 minutes, they go by pretty quick.
They do.
They do.
I feel like this one felt like it was the quickest feeling.
Yes.
If that makes sense. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be switching over to Patreon, where we are going to film our bonus hour. If you want to be a part of that bonus hour, if you want to see it, check out the description or check out the link in the chat right now, or go down to the About and you will see the link for the Patreon. You get exclusive access in the Discord, you get a title, you get access to that bonus hour, and you get our weekly blog. It is the best way to support the channel financially moving forward. So thank you to everybody that supports. As always, it's fun. This podcast will also be over on YouTube tomorrow. You're all beautiful. You're all nice. My channel's
Lady
composed
Medusa.
of 3.
Got it right there.
Oh my gosh.
Is that Aaron?
Don't
You see that?
don't give them ideas.
See, Lady Medusa. See, she wrote it out for you. You can copy and paste that.
I can't read it. I don't see what
But
it says.
you don't need to read it. We know you can't read. Just copy and paste that.
Oh jeez.
I'll just clip it and then we'll put it in our Discord so we never forget.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're all amazing.
Scholar.
Have a great rest of your evening. Aaron,
Thanks,
Daft,
guys.
and Guilty. Out. Bye.